Is this your current sales funnel strategy for creating your course, and then you decided you need to set up a sales page because you need that in order to sell your course, and then you need to get some traffic to your page? The real truth here is that you're really trying to speak to mostly a cold audience, the people who are the hardest to sell to. And you really have less than a minute in order to convince them. So you're asking them quite a bit to make that jump from not knowing you to learn everything about your course and want to buy, right then and there. And typically you will see single digit conversions. So here, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you some alternative methods of thinking about your sales strategy. So this way you can rapidly convert your audience from cold to sold. Okay. What is a sales funnel? So let's first talk a little bit about the people part, because I think that's an area where a lot of people tend to struggle. So there's 3 ways that you can create an audience to sell your course. You need an audience no matter what. The first way is building an audience. You can organically build an audience, lots of different ways of doing that, capturing leads on social, so many different ways in organically building an audience. And this is typically like your slow and steady approach to creating your own list or bringing people to a Facebook group. Lots of different ways to build an audience. The second way is borrowing an audience. This is more of the quick way to rapidly grow your audience, is to borrow one from somebody else. Lots of different ways you can do that. Even what I'm doing here right today in participating in a virtual summit is just one way of borrowing an audience. And there were some other speakers as well earlier today that had some really good topics around that as well. The third way is buying an audience, and that's essentially running ads to an ad network in hopes of getting a return on your investment. So those are the 3 primary ways that you can create an audience to sell your course. Now let's talk real quick about who are these people. Your audience is essentially divided up into these 5 types of people. The people who've never heard of you at all. This is like the cold end of the spectrum. You really just want to get them to know you, right? And get them to learn more about you. These people are really, really hard to sell to. They have no idea who you are, what you're about. They don't trust you yet. And then you get the people who know you, have heard of you before, but they're really not connected to you. They haven't signed up for anything. They're not subscribed to your list. Your goal for them is to really just get them on the list. And then you have the people who are casually connected. These are the people who may be on your list, but they really haven't engaged in any of your content. They haven't purchased any course. And for those people, you really want to get them more engaged. And you have these different, goals for these different types of people. The fourth category are the people who are connected and highly engaged. So they're on your list, they're consuming your content, they're clicking on the links in your emails that you send out. They're really following you in everything that you're doing. For these people are the people you want to get them to purchase your course. And then once you have them buying your course, it doesn't end there. You can sell more products and services to the people who have bought your course, and your goal is to get them to want more. So this is your kind of, different stages for types of people inside of your sales funnel. Now, who is the hardest to sell to? It's the people who are cold, right? These are the people that have never heard of you. It's very difficult to sell to these people because you need to get them through these 5 different sorts of stages of a relationship with you, or 4, in order for them to want to buy a course from you. Now, the people who are the most easiest to sell to are the ones who are the most connected and engaged. So this means, if for every 100 people you attract to your course page, your sales page, you're probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 people to buy your course. So that means you would have to have a strategy to really attract a large amount of people to your course sales page in order to really make any significant progress. So what do you do about this case? Well, I want to give you a few different ways of selling your course so that you have an easier time, and this way you can increase your sales with a different approach, okay? So we'll kind of cover 2 different ways to do this. The first way that I'm going to talk about is breaking up your funnel. So this is more of a practical approach, but also a mindset approach as well. Instead of driving people to that one course sales page to sell your course, think about these as different activities, 3 different activities, because when you think about it in this way, you're going to have different goals. You're going to be presenting your sales approach in different ways. The first activity that you should be focused on is really what I call a capture funnel. This is where you're just trying to create an audience. You can do this in many different ways by, building your email list, a typical landing page with a lead magnet that they can download, or a mini course, or an ebook. These are typical ways. Your social followers, having people subscribe to a channel that you may be running on YouTube or some other social media platform. Or, if you want to create your own private Facebook group as well, this is a way for you to capture an audience that you then could, bring them to the next stage, which you want to nurture them. And this is where you're going to give them more micro content. Your goal here is really to kind of keep people warm and interested in you without kind of going overboard and giving them too much information. If you give them too much information, they're going to go the opposite way. So once you have people captured in your kind of world, it could be an email list, but like I said, don't just limit yourself to email. It could be, a social media platform as well. Think of it that way. It could even be your friends and family network when you're just getting started. But once you kind of give somebody, a small taste, something easy to digest, you want to keep them warm. You want to nurture them, and you want to, more importantly, besides giving them information, really just kind of deepen the connection you have between you and them, because lots of times it's more about the relationship that you have with them than the actual content, where they want to continue to be connected with you. Okay, so that's the second sort of type of funnel that you can create for getting people to eventually buy your course. So at this time, now it's the time to sell your course. You're going to have more of a sales funnel strategy. Now, when you think of it in these three different ways, you're going to be really, when you come to the sales stage, you're really going to be speaking mostly to the warm people, which are the easier people. So you're setting yourself up for an easier sale just by kind of thinking of it in three different ways, right? Capturing them, getting them on your list, getting them connected, having them learn more about you, like you more, trust you more. And then by the time they actually hear about your sale, they're in a warm state. You're going to have a lot easier time selling your course this way. They'll be less convincing. And what does that mean to you? Essentially, there's going to be less kind of things you need to put on your sales page. In fact, sometimes you can even just have this audience go directly to a checkout page, skip the sales page completely in order for them to buy their course, because they've been warmed up so much that they're just can't wait to swipe their credit card and to buy your course. Okay. So this is, a really just fundamental, a solid strategy for you to approach your course sales in a different way, instead of just sending them directly to your course sales page.